phone rang. An encore presentation. Starring Eddie Albert. Co-starring Margot. And Sidney Blackmer.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Westinghouse Desilu Playhouse. Tonight we're going to tell you a story about an average, ordinary guy who is thrown into a very unaverage, unordinary situation. Our story begins in the home of Giamanelli, a plumber, in the little town of San Felipe, California, who, like all of you, is spending a quiet evening at home, not knowing that a phone call is about to change his entire life.
This is Betty Furness in Dennis Park, California. I'm talking to some shoppers. Mrs. Parenti, did you buy meat when you marketed today?
Yes, I did.
Now, how long would you keep that meat in your present refrigerator without freezing?
Not over 2 days.
Well, that must mean that you have to market, what, 2 or 3 times a week?
More like 3 or 4.
That seems like quite a lot. Would you like to hear about a refrigerator that would keep meat long enough so that you could market only once a week?
Oh, I sure would.
Now, if you were to market only once a week, is there enough room in your present refrigerator to hold all that food?
No. No, I wouldn't.
Well, here's good news for Mrs. Parenti and you. This refrigerator keeps meat so well, you need shop only once a week. Yes, this new 1959 Westinghouse cold injector refrigerator keeps meat store fresh 7 days without freezing, even hamburger. These hamburgers have been in the meat keeper 7 days. Thanks to the new advanced cold injector chilling system, they look, smell, and are as fresh as the day they were bought. Only Westinghouse has this meat keeper. And look, this door stays as cold as the inside of the refrigerator, cold enough for milk. You also get frost-free automatic defrosting and this giant separate home freezer. So see the big new Westinghouse for $59 with these distinctive color panels. It's the only refrigerator that keeps meat fresh 7 days without freezing. Remember, you can be sure if it's Westinghouse.
The year is 1907, and President Teddy Roosevelt's great white fleet is off around the world. It's going to take 434 days to complete the journey, and on the way they'll shovel 400,320 tons of coal. Now the scene changes. Here are the latest fashions in clothes and in ships. When completed, this fleet could travel around the world in a small fraction of the time and use only a few pounds of uranium for fuel. Here are some of the ships of America's growing atomic fleet. USS Enterprise, the Navy's first nuclear-powered aircraft carrier. USS Long Beach, the Navy's first nuclear-powered guided missile cruiser. Nuclear-powered submarines Nautilus and Skate, the North Pole crossing subs. Skipjack, designed to be the Navy's fastest submarine. Submarine Sargo, Sea Dragon, Swordfish, and a brand new squadron of Polaris-type missile-firing submarines. All these ships are or will be powered by atomic reactors designed and developed by Westinghouse in cooperation with the Naval Reactors Branch of the AEC. No other company in the world is doing so much in the development of atomic power as Westinghouse. Whether it's an atomic reactor for the armed forces or atomic power plants for electric utilities, Westinghouse is first in atomic power. You can be sure if it's Westinghouse.
Not so many summers ago, you put off buying an air conditioner because installation was expensive, messy, noisy, and it took hours. What's more, once it was in, your air conditioner just stayed there, cooling just one room. Today, there's a brand new air conditioner that needs no installation. It's the Westinghouse Mobile Air Conditioner that travels on its handy mobile cart. lets you take your air conditioning with you from room to room to be blissfully cool and comfortable anywhere in the house. All you do is slip this frame into the window, adjust to the width, pull down the sash, and then slide the unit into its frame like that. And there it is, locked firmly in place. You plug the cord into any adequately wired outlet, and right away, this big 1-horsepower unit does a wonderful job of cooling even big rooms like this. If you need extra capacity cooling, there are also 1.5 and 2-horsepower mobile air units that are the same compact size. They take a third less window area than ever before and install in this same handy frame. See the new Westinghouse mobile air conditioners and the handy optional mobile cart at your dealers tomorrow. And remember, you can be sure if it's Westinghouse.
Thank you, Eddie Albert, Margot, and Cindy Blackman for your wonderful performances tonight. In a moment, I will show you some scenes from next week's show. An encore performance of one of your favorites of last fall, Chain of Command, starring Hugh O'Brien. But right now, a few scenes from Westinghouse and Betty Furness.
For the past few months, I've been telling you about the Westinghouse Total Electric Home. Well, tonight, I'm going to show you how you can get this big, full-color book that completely describes the home with details on how you can enjoy total electric living, whether you build or remodel. Have pencil and paper handy. Inside, you'll find lovely color photographs of all the exciting new living centers in this home. The entertainment center, the food preparation center, the laundry and home planning center. In each, you'll find new uses of electricity that make life easier and more fun. For instance, here is the weather control center. Now, in our home, it not only reports weather conditions, it lets you de-ice the sidewalk, sprinkle the lawn, and control the electric heating for the entire home. Clean, safe electric heating, you know, is the heart of total electric living, and it is not expensive. Throughout this book, you'll find detailed descriptions of how you can adapt each of these wonderful living centers to your own home. 44 colorful, informative pages in all. So send for your Total Electric Home book now. Here's how. For your book, send 25 cents to Westinghouse, Box A, Mansfield, Ohio. That's Westinghouse, Box A, Mansfield, Ohio.
Next week in our Westinghouse Desilu Playhouse, Hugh O'Brien hangs up his Wyatt Earp 6-shooter and steps into an entirely different role for him, that of a very young lieutenant in our Army. And here are some scenes from that show called Chain of Command.
You're delicious.
I know that Hugh O'Brien has always been one of your favorites as Wyatt Earp, and I'm sure that you're going to enjoy seeing him in this new dramatic role in Chain of Command. Until then, good night.
You give your family the security of your love, but do you guard them against cancer? Guard them and guard yourself by having annual health checkups, because many cancers can be cured if discovered in time. Fight cancer with a checkup and a check to your unit of the American Cancer Society. Don't forget, next week, the Westinghouse Desilu Playhouse will present Chain of Command, an encore presentation starring Hugh O'Brien. Also starring Martin Milner and John Doucette.